Hey guys, it's Karen. It's day 38 of 100 Days of Making Comics. And I haven't done anything on this today, so I am going to work on this a little bit. I think I'm going to just trace over these lines. Yep. Exciting stuff here. Waiting for my husband to finish watching a movie, and then I will go down. So I'm using the ruler tool. And Clip Studio Paint. What the heck? What happened there? All right, this needs to be the result of my little experiment yesterday with YouTube, after it processed my video, it did flag me on several copyright dings for humming certain songs. It recognized them. I think that's amazing what technology can do now. So, I guess it's a testament to my singing that I wasn't so far off either for my humming, that it actually knew what the heck I was doing. Pretty funny. This is supposed to be in shadow here. All right, now I gotta think. I can't remember how this was. These are squares, like panels. Is there space between? This must be space in between. I don't remember. Wait a second. So this is the. Is it supposed to be like this? They're flat on, so I don't know why. Oh, they're not totally flat on. I don't know why there was shadow. This shadow was created. I didn't paint it in. This shadow was created by the model lighting. I see. I did it wrong. Okay, that's what's going on. Well, monkey butt. So I'm gonna have to. Getting closer here. I like using the ruler instead of just hitting shift because you can see I can vary line thickness when using it on the pens. I think I've mentioned that before. And then when you're done with it, you just delete it, get out of the way, or you can leave it up for a while. I'm not feeling well tonight. I think I'm suffering from lack of sleep because I have really not been sleeping. And when I do sleep, I'm not sleeping well. These are pretty big ass panels. Right, that is the floor. That is the floor that goes to the door. And so this goes to this line. I'm just going to extend it. I was going to do some kind of panel patterning up here, but I never decided what it was going to be. And then I thought, oh, I'll just put it in once it's drawn. But now I don't know. Excuse you, why did you do that? I don't want the aspect. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do a rounded rectangle, and I don't want the aspect type on, because if I do, adjust the angle after fixed. Second a minute. I need to do this with my easier to do with your mouse, FYI. if I can okay, let's just see something really quick. So if I draw this on the layer, a little shadow on that side of it. Now, if I take my direct selection tool and select that ruler, can I move it? That's moving the entire ink. So cancel. If I use that, select the ruler again, I should be able to just move it. Yes. Hold down the shift key. I can move it over there. Get back to my pencil. A little shadow on that one too, I guess. I don't know, it doesn't really matter. Grab my select object tool, click on the ruler, find the ruler, click the ruler, move the ruler, holding down the shift key and arrowing it left. Select the pencil. Now I have 3 boxes. So now what I need to do is, it's going to be the same on that side, except that one is blocked by a pipe thing. Do I want to keep that pipe thing there? Let's see. I'll still need to draw part of them. I might not even keep that pipe thing. Let's see what the lines look like on top of it. Awesome. There's some extra special tangenting happen, which I just think is amazingly awesome. With the top of that dude's head. Okay, so I'm just gonna do it equally because I don't want to fuck with it anymore. If you guys hate this, then I'm sorry. Let's go, move over. There comes a point where I just have to accept my limitations. All right, now, pencil, brush, whatever, draw it over here. Select object tool, shift and use the left arrow key to move it to the center over this. Brushed pen, whatever tool, draw it on there. Might have made that too thick. Select object tool, select my ruler, move that bad boy over. See, it would have I could have done this in SketchUp, right? And then I wouldn't be doing it here. I could have just, had this these, I could have just moved and duplicated these panel things, created a component, but whatever. All right, now I don't want that to carry down. I'm going to wait for it to stop auto-saving. It looks like I didn't get this one totally centered, but I can always like select it and move it after. I'm going to delete that box, that ruler, and let's go over here, make another shape, get our ruler, our figure ruler out, use the mouse because it's easier. Whoops. I wonder if I can. Now, are those equal? Do they look like shit? Alright, hold up now. Hold up. Let's throw down a new layer really quick and give myself a guideline. I'll stick this on blue. What? Come on. No. You. Why isn't it working? Because I'm screwing it up. First of all, I want the pencil. All right, that's the center point. That's the center point. This is weird. Is that right? Center point, center point, center point. Who freaking knows? All right, I think I screwed that up. I feel like I could just do. Oh crap! I've got the tablet going. See, that's the center point there, right? And I missed it. Hold up. Hey, you. Is that working? All right, let's turn this off. Wrong one. Oh, I see. So I'll have to show this in all layers and then draw this on top. I don't know if this is going to work, you guys. Let me just see if this worked. Also, I don't think I did it perfectly. All right, turn that off. What do you think? Sort of okay? how I use lines. It doesn't look like it's quite even on the bottom, does it? Showing all layers. I gotta get rid of that line work really quick. And zoom this in. That's because this one, all right, I'm gonna adjust. This here needs to be just a little bit up on that line. This one here needs to be there. This one needs to be a little taller. This one, all right, that's closer. So let me just, if I don't know if I can select all three of these rulers at once. Hold up. What if I do this? Right. Object, select you, tool, where are you? Because I'm going to have to move these. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I can. So that means that once I've drawn, I can then select all three of them and move them, it looks like. So let's see if this will work. So that they're equal. Isn't it fun to learn new tricks? Okay, now we need to grab those again. So we grab our, click onto the layer that has the ruler. I'm sorry if you guys didn't see a lot of what I was doing. Crap. I need to try to fix this window. Hopefully you'll see what I'm doing here. How can I change this? How do I change this? I'm looking at my OBS right now to try to fix the where's the window thingamabobber? There it is. There it is. There it is. Wow, apparently I had this like zoomed in all strange. All right, now let me check something here. Oh, come on, dude. Sorry, hold on. I'm having problems with my two windows here. All right, now I think you can see more of what I'm doing. Get rid of this because I don't need it right now. You go away. You move over here. All right, now you can hopefully see more of what I'm doing on the screen. So I gotta mute you for a minute because I have to talk to my husband. Hold on a sec. Okay, I'm back. All right, so hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing this time. So I'm going to take my object selection tool. I'm going to click on the first ruler. First, I got to get on the correct layer that has my ruler on it. I'm going to shift and click on the next one, hold shift, and click on the third one. Now I'm going to continue to hold shift, and I'm going to use my arrows to move my rulers over into the next panel. And try to center it. Okay, and grab my pen tool, go to the layer that has my lines on it, and draw them. Okay, this should be thicker here. I should be more careful with my inking, but I'm not. I just want to get this page done. I'm over it. All right, go back to my ruler layer, grab my object selection tool, bring this over to see if you can see what my object selection. It is this one right here, this little cube. This 3D cube is my object selection tool. I don't know if you can see that. Right here, up in the very upper right hand corner, in case you don't know. This is the operation key. At the top you have, in your tool palette, you have zoom, move, which I don't think I've ever used. Operation, so when you're using 3D objects like this, vector I mean. Move layer, which I hardly ever use. The marquee, which I use all the time. Auto select, which I use sometimes, and the dropper, eyedropper, to pick colors, which I use all the time. All right, so then we need to go back over to our ruler, make sure that we are clicked on the layer with our ruler. This is the ruler right here. Click the first one, hold shift to select multiple at the same time, and continue to hold shift down and use your left arrow key to move it where you want it. So these shapes are like, you know, a vector pen created thing. You can then edit the nodes themselves with the node selection tool here if you needed to. All right, and then grab your brush, pen, whatever you're using. I did not move it far enough, so I'm going to edit the ruler, do this over again. I'm on the wrong layer. Grab them and continue to move them over. They need to be underneath, lined up with this thing, apparently. Right like that. Okay, now get my line layer, grab my pen. It looks like they're not, like, this must be at a curve because there's some kind of angle situation going on here that I don't have right with the way I drew the lines or something, or lining up with the model, but it's very slight. I don't know if it's going to matter, and quite honestly, I'm not sure I care anymore. I'm so over this page. Just want to get it done. All right, now we need to move them over to the other side, right? Do the same thing again. Click on your ruler. Move that bad boy to the other side of the thing. I'll probably strengthen these lines and stuff afterwards, and we'll see. Do some tweaks on it. Okay, drawing layer, pen. There are things I like like you could do this in Photoshop, right? But when you hold down at least in my old ass version of Photoshop and all the other versions I've used, when you hold down the shift key and you just like hold it down to move it quicker, it overshoots in Photoshop, and it drives me nuts, and then I have to back it up. This one, it's much more elegant in this program. It doesn't do that. No, stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. I don't want to turn you. So there I was congratulating you on being more elegant, Clip Studio, and then you decided not to be. That was so nice of you. Really appreciate it. Silly, silly thing. I don't know if you guys can hear me at all tonight, so apologize. All right. So now I don't need that layer at all with the guidelines and the ruler. I can delete it, and I can go back to just tracing what I already have on the page, I think. First I'm going to save. I'm probably going to dirty up, so I probably am going to clean up these lines, and I want to make the inside of the station not look so I want to add some little ticks on it so that it's not super clean or whatever. No. But I think I'm going to do that on the top layer just so that I don't mess up my geometry, because we'll see. Now this is, so hold up now. I think I'm going to need to, oops, I'm on the wrong ruler now. I need to go back to my linear ruler. And I've got this over so far so that you guys can see what I'm doing, that I've confused myself here. It's awesome. Confusion is great. I need to turn that off because it is distracting me. And I'm not even sure I want it black anymore. It might be better if it's white. The more that I've thought about things in here. Did I just draw that on this layer? Yep, I did it on this layer. Hi, dog. What are you doing? What are you doing, dog? Hi, I'm not coming down right now. I've got, well, I could. It's been 30 minutes, but I just want to get these lines done, and then I'll come down, okay? Oops. Sometimes it'll pick the wrong ruler when you leave the other rulers up, so you have to start in the middle of the ruler that you actually want selected, so it's not confused. So that's why sometimes it's better to delete your rulers even though you don't have to, just so that the program doesn't get confused. I'm not coming down right now, so you can go lay down. Go on. Go downstairs or lay on your chair. You gotta give me a minute. I'm not done. I turn these lines off, so I'm gonna name these background lines. I've been confusing myself. It looks like there's a bit of a curve here, but I think that's just from the okay, so see, I didn't draw that to my satisfaction, so I'm using the node tool to edit this line to get it where it needs to be. You gonna go downstairs? Go on. Go settle down somewhere. I'm not ready. I will erase what I don't need after. Oopsie. I couldn't, these guys were blocking the back, so I'm just gonna find the crossing point, I guess. That's what I'm trying to do here. My knowledge of like how to do geometry and stuff sucks, so I'm gonna try to make this a straight line across, which means that this would connect here, I believe. Oops, I don't like that dot needs to be. Make sure you've got the right dot. Oh, stop it. Stop that. Stop that. You move out of the way. I don't need you anymore. Stop that. Stop that. And you, go on, clear off. Ooh. Hello, fat line. How are you? Such a fat line. This is probably going to be like covered up by the people, but I don't, you know, delete rulers. Oops, I got to put one up here. This, it looks like I screwed up on this line, but looks like I screwed you up, didn't I? Didn't I? Here, I'm going to delete this ruler and clean this up before I try because, yeah, see, I picked, try to make it here. I'll fudge it by using a heavier line weight over in that corner so that it, but not there. Let's change this here. Try to match that up in the corner better. That's better. Delete ruler. Erase these extra lines. So I'm going to need to, crap, I want this to meet up. I should just put that pipe up there. So I was going to curve it here like this. I'm going to do it on another layer. So maybe not. Yeah, let's do it on another layer just in case I mess it up. Okay, so let's grab the curve ruler and make this up. Oh, dog, I know you're sad. You're a sad dog. Sad dog. Sad dog. Nobody's playing with you. Slide this out of the way. Okay, so I want this to be straight until I get here. Is it going to curve now for me? This is weird and awkward. And then you can adjust your angle of the curve by adjusting these with the Who's What's It ruler. The point selection tool. What's it called? The correct line. Keyboard shortcut is Y. So I might get rid of this. We'll see. So this is supposed to be some kind of duct work. Am I going to need to draw? I'm going to stick the black background lines on blue for a minute so I can see what I'm doing. I overdrew. It's going to connect here. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see it. But look, this line is way too close to the top because this is the tube. So I would have to. I'm thinking I should just nix this damn thing. It's just going. It's going to have to go. This is way too annoying. All right. Let's go back to, I'm just going to go back in the history and just ignore all that. So what I need to do now is, because that thing was blocking my model, I need to make another reference layer so I can get another, I need to make this line across the top so that is it straight? Come on, you be straight. You didn't be straight, did you? That's because I'm using the curve ruler again. Poop. Linear. This linear ruler is a pain in the butt, I have to say. New raster layer. Linear ruler. Come back. All right. That's probably good enough. Ruler. I want you to be straight now. Okay, wait a minute. That's not the line I wanted. Is it? Yes, it is. And I need another ruler for here. I'm using the shift key to make those straight because I'm going to have to draw in where these meet at the top since I've Oh look, I have a little boo-boo right there. I didn't even notice. Boo-boo. It's a little boo-boo. Now, I stuck that on a new layer because I was thinking I was gonna draw that in pencil. But I really didn't need to do that. So I'm just gonna draw on this layer, and when I'm done, I'll just merge it with the background lines layer if I'm happy with what's going on. All right, so I'm gonna keep making rulers here. This will go up. I stop it there, apparently. I'm sure I did that right. Hey, grab the right thing, you butthead thing, you. Close enough. And, ugh, my lines are awful. Oh, luckily that'll just be covered up by that dude. Look at the nice tangent I have going on here. That is awesome. So happy about that. Oh my god, it's great. Great art, Karen. Great. Tangent City. So nice. We love Tangent City. It's interesting how it's not very thick on that side. It goes to the center. I think I need to make some kind of judgment call here. What is the deal? Okay, so it looks like I need to carry this line over to, got my, oh, come on. That did not go straight. What the heck, man? Don't half-ass your models, people. If you're going to use models, don't half-ass them. If you're not a good drawer of the mechanical things. So it's going to be opposite on this. Oh, crikey. Okay, so that goes. Huh. Kind of messed that up over there. Oh well. I'm going to assume that nobody's going to really be looking at it that closely to see that I really screwed stuff up. You know, it's not that I think people are going to be looking at it closely, but you know, we're really good as viewers about sensing when something's off. So even though you might not like look closely enough to see that it's off, you'll know that it's off because you can sense it. You can sense it. No. Oh boy, that's going to be a bear. Okay, let's. Oh, now it's saving. It's auto-saving. Dang it. I didn't used to do this like with that autosave crap. You know, part of the problem with my uneven lines on these panels is that, as I'm recalling now, I didn't accurately make sure that each frickin' panel was like pushed and pulled in at the exact same amount, which I could have done, because annoying. I don't think I was thinking. So yeah, that's a problem. That's gonna look fucked up. Oh, we live and learn, people. This is a practice comic, right? Right. So let's just practice. Well, these rulers are close together, so it's having a hard time. I'm going to have to zoom in, I think, so that the pencil, pen, whatever it is. Now, this probably would have been the case where it would have been better. at how fat I made that one. And this one probably would be fatter. Yeah. All right, I might have to adjust. See, I made that one really skinny too, and this one is fat. All right, let's just make the original boxes, and then I'll eyeball this on this side because, hey you, picking the wrong line. And then this. I'm just going to draw it anyway. It covers up their little faces. Poor you. Luckily you're on another layer. I mean, this is going to be covered up by this pipe if I decide to keep it. I don't know, it's kind of a wimpy looking little pipe. I really wanted this space station to be like old and gritty and lots of freaking pipes everywhere, but crap on toast. I picked the wrong lines. Oh yes, sure did, people. But that's above my artistic pay grade right now. I'm not. I mean, I would be spending so much freaking time. Just decide not good at this kind of stuff. So I guess sacrifices have to be made. Bummer. So then this would go here somehow, and then I'd have to, I think that's what that line was, right? I'll have to erase part of it when I figure out how much, oh, I don't need it on that side. How much depth those are getting. And hi, Ladybug. I know I'm making weird noises, right? Mom making weird noises. Yeah, I am. I'm going to delete all these lines because ruler. This brush is not opaque 100%, so when you use instead of using the eraser, if you use it to erase your lines, you see you'll get a ghost of one, so you have to go over it a couple times, or you're a little bit of schmutz will be left behind. Schmutz, as my grandfather would say, schmutz. Now, there is a little bit of depth there. So I need to figure out how deep I want these lines to be. I think this has, if you look at this, there's more depth on this side of the model. So I should probably give these panels more depth. But I don't know if that's accurate or not. So I could be fooling myself and you. This might be wrong. But we're just going to go with it. We're going to go with it and we're going to disguise all of our mistakes. Hopefully with some kind of tones. Oh, Hey, Zbethy, you're here. You want to see what I've been doing? I'm just putting in lines in the background. Yeah, I won't. I know. That's why I'm like trying to tell myself not to make it 100% perfect because it's going to be little. And I'm going to cover a lot of it up, right? But you know me. So how was your day? It sounded like on your video that your like hours are just ugh. I hope you're getting overtime pay for that. Or are you on salary? Because I'm a nosy lady and I want to know all the details. But you don't have to answer. I was trying to do this quick, but yeah. You are on salary. Yeah, so now that's why. That's why they work you to death. Because they don't have to pay you overtime. I see. I see how they are. All right, let me hit save. I am trying to... I just want to get these lines done tonight. The dog wants me to go downstairs already, though. She's sad. I know, not yet. In a minute. Yeah, that sucks. Salary is like both a blessing and a curse, right? If you have like weeks where you're not super busy, but then when they just overwork you to death all the time, it never evens out and you're always miserable. So I feel for you, man. Hey, but you know what? You're free of that. You're free of that. And you're already moving forward on exciting things with Cricuts and button makers. And so yesterday I finished all the people and I stressed out over his arm. There. Today I'm just trying to get these background lines in and make it look kind of spacey. And I gotta deal with the floor and I gotta deal with these zigzaggy patterns, which I'm not sure I like them. And I think I can move this back over now. Oh wait, I don't need to do that. Oh God. All right, that's better. I'm gonna try to figure out this floor. These floor tiles. Okay. So you didn't miss anything, just me stressing out about, rulers and how to draw stuff and, the usual. Oh, hey, what happened here? Go down. Come on now. Oh, you're on the wrong layer. Show in all layers and go pick a line layer and draw where you're supposed to be. Delete ruler. Edit. No, layer. Merge with layer below because I have 2 background line layers. Now I only have 1. You missed stuff. Yeah, nice to myself. I know it's a problem. I don't know. I gotta quit the negative. See, I guess I talk out loud because, it's boring. Well, I like to talk out loud and explain what I'm doing. So if anybody comes, like, happens on this and they're like, oh, Clip Studio Paint, I don't know how to use this program. If I'm explaining what I'm doing, people can get tips, right? If I'm not actually talking to you like this, I'll just narrate as I go. Okay, I'm using the ruler. This is how I do it. But that self-talk, I just babble what's in my head. So it's probably not good. I should keep it to myself, but it's therapeutic, right? It's therapeutic. Now look, these lines, oh, you know why that's off? That's because this is actually the line from this model, so it's confusing me. So I just need to stay on this line. Wait a minute, that's not right either. Oh. You hate talking to yourself? Oh, I do it all the time because I'm crazy. So I've accepted it. It's okay. See, this square here is actually attached to this little graphic thing, this little object, and I didn't deselect it before I copied and pasted from my screen, and so it's in the way. It's in the way. It's confusing me. It's confusing my poor little brain. So I'll just look at that line up there and ignore what that is doing. And this line here, oops, grab my vector adjustment line editing tool, or node selector, as I like to call it, the node selector, and ruler. I had originally, I was going to make these raised up channels of some kind of thing. I guess I'm still going to. Oh, I don't want to. I don't want to. Ugh. If I do, it's going to be annoying. I'm not going to. I don't need to. It's ridiculous. I don't need to, so I don't need to draw those. I just need to go over here. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. No, sir. Not going to do it. Why are you? Oh, I see. So, you worked yourself to death and you didn't get to play with stickers or emoticons. So what did you do today? It's the most difficult part of videos because I babble nonsensically to myself, so Bethy says. No, you don't babble nonsensically. You're a good narrator. I'm the one that babbles. Crazy woman. I'm the crazy woman. And I don't mind. I've accepted it over the years. I really don't mind. People say, man, she's a weirdo. That's fine with me. Because they're right. And it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Delete ruler. I delete you. I do not need you. You go away now. You go away now. Of course, my kid does it. And the two of us do it really bad when we're playing video games, which drives my husband insane, as you can imagine. So, pity him. Pity him very much. And this ruler here goes like this. So it goes like this, like this, like this. I'm like jealous of that you've gotten to the screens already on your, the screens, psh, the ink washes. It's making me I want to do ink washes. I do ink washes. I want to play with ink washes and play. So this is just, I wish it had one more. 25 is just slightly too big on this screen. 19 is okay. Now, ruler. I wonder if it's like an art thing. You drive rin nuts too, or when you're gaming, or just all the time. Or when you're gaming. Oh, and I get so mad. I yell at people so bad on there. Oh my God. I get so frustrated. I was a theater minor in college, so I just ascribe all of it to my like obnoxious theater background, behavior, exhibitionist type person that I am. Delete ruler. Let's see what the people look like on this so far. Nine pages left? Oh my God. Are you going to show the last 9 pages? And are you going to show the process of lettering in Photoshop and everything? Or are you just going to start on your next one and let us guess to the ending? Because I want to know what happens. Oh, good. You know what I figure? Look, all the people that like follow you, so like say you load it up on Tapastic or Webtoons, right? Or you just put it up on your website, or you put it up on another service like Drunk Duck or whatever they have. You have 150, let's say, subscribers on YouTube who all see it, but that is not going to be the entire audience. Nobody on the Tapastic site who finds you there is gonna even know about your YouTube until they actually see your comic. So chances are they will only a few people will be spoiled, I guess. And you could always warn them, like say, hey, I'm starting to show the end of the story now, so if you don't watch it if you don't want spoilers. And then that's how I treat it, right? The only time it's an issue is if you need to sell or license your first time rights to a publisher where it needs to be previously unpublished anywhere. Then I would hide it, But if it's just going to be something you self-publish and it's not really going to impact, showing the spoilers does not really impact a ton of people. So if you're not planning on submitting it to a publisher who wants exclusive first rights, then that's how I approach it. I don't care about, because I figure the people that are following me on this are not my readers. The people that follow me on YouTube are other artists who are interested in my like crazy stressful way of doing things and are interested in my process and my thinking. So readers aren't going to be watching me here until I have built an audience. And when that happens, then I might reconsider. But at this time, for me, I feel it's more helpful to other artists to show everything I do. But I don't have a lot of people watching me anyway, so it's all a moot point for me over here. The point is moot. Or mute. And I know I've got some wicked tangents happening over here. I'm going to have to... Okay, wait, what do you say here? I am not worried about my small art things, not like this first comic here. It's the other one I am worried about because, like, Rin originally drafted it and I rewrote a ton of it. Really? So are you guys is she going to be like credited as the co-writer on it then? Because I'm sure she knows what you've done to it and is totally okay, right? Like that's not the point. That's not the thing that you're like worried about, is it? What are you exactly worried about with that one? Right, we'll see. Unless she wants you to keep it on the down low. If she wants you to keep it on the down low, then you got to you got to make her happy as the co-writer. All right, get rid of these dudes. Sometimes I really wish I had a co-writer or somebody who is like, I don't know. Sometimes I am like way too, what's the word? Control freaky. But then other times I love collaboration, which is why I was in theater, right? But I know that previous people that I've watched, they worry about, how much should they show, and pedantic. Oh, I'm pedantic. You're worried because it's not mine to control, because she's the main writer. I gotcha. So you just need to discuss it with her and then decide what you guys want to do with it. Pedantic. I'm pedantic. Pedantic. That's a great word. Oh my goodness. Perfectionistic and pedantic. That's me. The two P's. I'm PP. Karen is PP, people. That lines up pretty good. You heard it here first. Karen is PP. PP. Karen is getting tired and stir crazy. Karen is angry because in her game that she was playing, I stayed up. Well, I couldn't sleep anyway, and I was having nightmares, so I stayed up till 5 in the morning trying to get a gun unlocked for my kid and I on this game. And then, of course, I had to, once it got unlocked, it wasn't working as well as I wanted because I didn't have the specific mods yet, because I had to make more kills with it to unlock the mods. So I have to go downstairs, but it's a bear to shoot the dang thing without the mods, and so I'm mad that I have to do that. Yes. And I'm mad that I stayed up ridiculously late to unlock this gun, and I still have more. You know what I mean? Because my kid was so excited. He was so excited about it. Oh, I want to play with that one shotgun. Unlock it for us. All right, I'll unlock it. But then what happens? Not worth it. Not working. He won't play with it until it's got the mod on it. Because it's too hard without the mod. So what does mommy do? Fine. So I have 12 more kills I need. 12 more kills before I get the stupid mod, the zoom mod that will help make it an actual fun gun to shoot. Yeah. It would be fine if I hadn't just, like I said, the problem is I stayed up way wicked late to do something that I was completely unnecessary. I should have just gone to bed, and then I would feel a lot better today. But no. I felt really sick earlier. I really pushed it too hard. I have not been, sleep really is important, I'm discovering. And yet I still can't do it. Right. I need you to go all the way up. You need to be here. And you need to be here. And you need to be here. And you need to be there. And you need to be here. Here. This and that. And the more tired I am, the weirder I get. So I apologize about I really do. I'm just one would think that I might have been drinking over here or something, but alas, no. Speaking of drinking, if you guys don't drink that bottle, did you drink that bottle of wine with the gold in it yet? I'm so dying to know how it was. And if you noticed the flakes or not. Probably you didn't, but still. Not notice the flakes, I mean. Drinking it, I don't know if you did or not. Yeah, he's 11. And he is addicted to Fortnite, and he just finally got the battle pass this weekend for season 5, so that was a big deal for him. He'd been dying and saving up his allowance for it, so that was cool. I'm glad that's the first thing he's actually actually been motivated enough to save his allowance for, and have a long-term plan of a few weeks. No, I can get the battle pass if I save my allowance, and I'm going to do it. And then he actually did it. So that was a really, one of the few good things that Fortnite has given him. Because usually it just involves us fighting. In a minute, Mom. I'm in the middle of a match here. I can't. Just turn it off, William. You know, I yell at him. Just turn it off. You could start it tomorrow or after dinner or whatever it is we need him to do. We gotta go. We're gonna be late to soccer. But Mom, just give me 5 minutes. No, we're gonna be late to soccer. So he works for everything in Fortnite, but this, for Battlefront, it's my game. I got the game. It was given to me by my husband for Christmas. It's my game. So he only plays it just a little bit because he finds it a little harder, I guess. And he's not into it. Like, he likes Fortnite and Roblox and Minecraft and all those mini games and Five Nights at Freddy's. And so he does plenty of stuff on his own. It's my game, so I have to do the grind. Tell him to save the V-Bucks and not get any V-Bucks skins. Oh, too late. I think he's already got one. You get like 1,500 V-Bucks from the Battle Pass, which will buy the next season. Oh, I think he's already been buying stuff, and he does all the emotes, and he actually, like, physically does the emotes. He's like, today he was, like, freaking hyper, and he was, like, running around doing the emotes. So, yeah, he does. He just wants more. He hates it when it's like, okay, it's my turn for the Xbox. You go and play with your Legos or something now, which is good because he needs to get off the screen. But usually what he does is he takes my phone, and then he plays Roblox on my phone. So that does not help. All right, let me save this. I hear the cat downstairs singing the song of his people. Meow, meow. What are you doing, cat? Yeah. It's walking around the house crying at who knows what? Like singing. You know how cats sing in the middle of the night? I don't know. Oh, do you know what the most annoying thing? Okay, so most people in Battlefront don't emote. I think it's more of like, a Fortnite thing or whatever. So, but most people don't emote and also right now it's hard to unlock all the emotes and stuff in Battlefront. So there aren't that many, but these, I thought I was going to like lose my mind. So I was playing a battle droid and they were playing a clone trooper, from the Clone Wars era stuff. And we were staring at each other through a glass wall, and neither would move. Because whoever moved close enough to automatically trigger the sliding glass door, it wasn't a wall, it was a sliding glass door. Whoever immediately moved close enough to automatically have the doors open, they were going to get shot. So it was like we were standing there aiming at each other, and there was 3 of them on one side and me on the other. So we were standing there. It was like a standoff, right? And those jerks started emoting at me. Oh my God. I thought I was going to die. So finally, I don't remember who made the first move, but I got my revenge because I freaking gunned all 3 of them down. And I was so happy because I was so angry. And then so then after I gunned them down, I emoted. Yes, I did. Because I am that petty. Because if they didn't click away right away and they just let the death play out, they'd be able to see me emoting. Because I am that petty. I was so mad. They were taunting me. How dare they taunt me? Oh. Yeah. So up here, I'm going to do I want this to say Docking Bay 9 or something. I don't know. Docking Bay something up here in this little deal. And I don't know what these are supposed to be. So that's my experience with emoting. People are not spending money on that kind of stuff in Battlefront right now. But I don't know. It's because we had that whole controversy when the game dropped about the loot crates and buying everything. And so at some point I assume they're going to add that stuff back in, or with the 3rd season they might make some updates. I don't know. Piss everybody off. I don't know why. The fandom The fandom surrounding anything Star Wars related these days just is toxic and sucks, and I wish people would go away, like, and just enjoy the franchise. It's just, I mean, being critical is okay, but the toxic criticalness is just really starting to aggravate me. You emote when you kill people. Oh, curse you, Zabethi, curse you. You do the infinite dab. Oh. Yeah. The infinite dab. Isn't there like one that's like a bow dab? What is that one called? My son was like taken with that one the other day. Like, and that Orange Julius Justice thing, whatever it is. I keep saying Julius. I know that's not right. It's Orange Justice. And he does the crazy dances. He'll like say, "Hey mom, look," and then he'll like stand there and do the crazy emote dances in front of me, and I'm like, "Oh my god." Oh, Orange Justice, yes. The Orange Justice. Oh, gosh. I don't know if the dab itself or the emote is that cool, but that name, Orange Justice, is pretty dope, I have to agree. That's a pretty cool thing. So, the stickers, the Fortnite stickers, are you going to offer those for sale because or what? What are you going to do with those? Or are they just personal? By the way, I showed my kid. I was curious to see because I don't know anything about the Fortnite. So when I saw that video on your channel, I called him upstairs and I said, "Hey, what? Take a look at this." And he's like, immediately, he was like, "Fortnite." Yeah, the llama pinata thing was pretty dang funny. I have to say that's pretty cool. But the question was that what was the like liquid thing? Was that a because I was like, is that, I don't know anything about the game, so I was like, is that the what is he, something jug, the chug jug, because he like was obsessed with chug jugs for like a while there, a few weeks, a couple months back. Was it a chug jug or some other kind of potion thing? Because I didn't know what was that. What's pissing you off, your stickers? Oh, because it was a slurp juice. Okay, so he was right. I said it was he said it's a slurp juice, so he totally got it. So he totally knew what that was, and I had no clue. So I was like, "Oh, is that a chug jug?" Durr. He's like, "No, it's a whatever juice, slurp juice." He knew, so he knew immediately what all of your stickers were. He knew what character that was. He knew like all of them. He was like, so. Slurp juice gives you 25 shield and health. I see. And what is Chug Jug? Because he was obsessed with Chug Jugs, and he was like, what was annoying me about them is that he was, I don't think I want to put anything there, is that he was like turning like little water bottles, he was like smushing them and putting blue Gatorade in them and turning them into Chug Jugs, and I was finding them and like, I'm like, it's this garbage, can we please throw it away? No, it's a Chug Jug, Mom, it's a Chug Jug. Bright Bomber. Yeah, that's right. I remember now. Yeah, so those Chug Jugs were making me upset. Because they were in, okay, his ingenuity was quite cool, and his taking inspiration from the game was great, but the fact that then, there was like an old ass half crushed plastic bottle full of old ass stale Gatorade, like lying around, was driving me nuts, and I wanted it out of my house. So, chug chug. Oh, are you? No, it's not the same, is it? Are you? Well, can you trim it down to? Because is A4 smaller? I don't know the A4 B4. I have those settings in this program because it's Japanese, but I don't use them. So, oh yeah, I know, dog. In a minute, I'm almost done with this background, and we'll. Like, it seems like I would love to like upgrade all my stuff at home so I could do a lot of printing at home. But well, couldn't you just take okay, couldn't you take well, you'd still have the Cricut problem. I was going to say cuz you could take label paper and have them A4 is hmm. Your label paper is at so, but can't you just set your printer to print at 8.5 by 11 and set your? I'm sure you're doing all this, and then you set your Photoshop file to be sized at 8.5 and 11, and then just go off the American Western standards, and then but you're going to have waste, paper waste. You'll be have to cut. Well, no, not if it's all set to 8.5 by 11. Oh, well, that's annoying. Tell it to listen to you. Give it a good swift kick in the you know what. Whack on it a few times if it doesn't behave. Naughty thing. How dare it upset you? I hate that kind of stuff. I would like to get like a large format printer, and I have a laser. I have a laminator that I haven't opened up yet and started using, but because my printers are dead. And I'd like to get something with a continuous ink system so I'm not a slave to toner. But, all right, I'm not going to do the, all right, let's see here. I'm going to just do these zigzaggies. I'm not going to do the ductwork tonight. I'm going to leave that for tomorrow. Oh, it is? It's resetting itself right after you change. Oh my God. Well, look, your main money, okay, honestly, if like as a freelancer, it seems to me you have like plenty of PCs, right? Like you have desktops. I mean, you have like a Mac, and how many desktops do you have? And you do traditional. So really all you need to do is have a good, so if you're just going to do traditional, all you would need is a good scanner. And then you could just like take it to a printer and have the printer make prints, and then your real money where is going to be in your prints that you sell, and the stickers and the buttons. Well, the buttons will be easy enough for you to do, but the stickers and stuff is just going to be add-ons really to your main print and comic book or whatever else stuff that you're selling, right? So, and printing, you can just have somebody, I mean, most people don't print that stuff at home by themselves. They get that shopped out, and then they just have like a stack on hand until they can afford to get their own printer. And some people never print it out by themselves. They just keep, getting prints made when they need them at the print shop and having them the stock on hand that they just mail out. So don't freak out. You're going to be fine. And, you know, add things to your shop as you can. Like there's several people like if you go like watch Gazbot's videos, he's done the 100s challenge, you know. He's a 100 guy, and he's got several videos on how he doesn't print anything himself. He always gets all of his prints made out, and he's used a couple different options of printing methods and printing places where he does it. So if you go and he has videos on how he prepares for cons and stuff. He has videos. So and lately it seems like he's been experimenting with pre-orders in his shop and stuff. So he's like, if you go back through all his videos, look for any of his videos about his con preparation and, you know, he kickstarted his book, but you know, he'll do like, I think the videos that are really helpful are like, the ones where he's in boss mode or, beast mode or something. He'll have like just go look through all of his vlogs where he's talking about con prep or stuff like that, and you'll see a lot. You'll pick up a lot of stuff about how he does it. And then there are other people who do have have their own printers at home and print their own work, but you know then you have to deal with printers and all that crap. So I feel like from what I've watched a lot of videos on this because eventually I also am going to switch more of I used to sell a lot of my stuff through print-on-demand services, and I still do, but I'm switching to a different model where I want to be like more of a that is not conducive. That is not a cheap way to sell your own stuff at like a con or something. That's only for online sales, and there's many downsides to it, and I no longer am advocating that model, nor do I seriously put any time into that. But everything that's up, I have as legacy stuff. And while I have not yet, made the move to start building up my own personal stock, I have my website set up with like WooCommerce on it, so I can sell directly from my website. I do use Etsy, but I haven't actually been able to start building up my stock yet. So that is for the future. But I've watched a lot about it, and now I've lost my train of thought. Where was I going with this? I freaking don't even know. If it comes back to me, it comes back, but I'm old and senile, so I apologize. I don't know what I was going to say about any of that. And why is this line off? It shouldn't be off. Oh, God. See, look, it's off. What happened here? This is supposed to meet down here somehow. I mean, you can even shop out the printers or the stickers to get printed too, if you know. And every place nowadays has coupons and stuff, or you could have it done locally. I don't know I mean, for you, it's different in New Zealand, in that side of the world than it is here in the U.S., where there's like so much in the big country. But and some people have monkeyed around with Alibaba Express for things. For both positive and negative results. You have to, okay, let me catch up to what you're saying. I have to go to a con in the end of September. I am nervous mostly. I will have to look more into printing versus purchasing stickers. I just know so much is expensive. Right now, I just want to find A4 inkjet sticker vinyl. Though I suppose if I can, yeah. Yeah, exactly. It just depends on like what the vendor is that you run into, right? And like you don't know. Well, I mean, I would continue trying to do the stickers. I feel like it's probably more, again, for buttons, since you already have the button press. Since that's expensive, the initial overlay on that, overhead on that is expensive. But now that you've got it, it's going to be way more cheaper to produce the buttons yourself. So I would not shop that out. The stickers, I would continue to try to work out the solution yourself since you have all the stuff. But if it gets like to crunch time, you know, and I would just go ahead and like maybe farm them out if it's like at the end of the fall and you're freaking because you can't get it done. But the, you know, the prints and stuff of what you end up doing, that that you can just obviously get done pretty cheaply. That's like a, so what I'm trying to say is when you do a print, because I've priced this stuff out, right? So if you can get the prints, you're selling a really nice print for like 10, 15, 20 bucks or more, depending on how big it is and how well known you are and what the subject matter is and yada yada, and how your perceived quality as an artist, et cetera, right? But the cost per each print is, oh yeah, beginning of spring, because this went, I'm sorry. I forget you're in upside down land, or maybe I'm in topside up land or whatever. We're on opposite, I forget. Yes. So, yes, spring. That's, yeah. Okay, so now I just got distracted by thinking of spring in September. So you break down the cost of each. So say it costs $2 per print. Let's just say if you're doing like a really high, depending on where you go. Well, let's just use $2 per print. Plus, you have to figure out, you want to have it like matted or not, or backed on a board or something, you know, and then the cost of the bag, for, you know, however, depending, or maybe you just roll it up and put it in a tube. So you figure out all the like costs per print that you have, but then you have a pretty big markup on it because prints are large and they're more of an art item. But stickers, you know, if you're going to have, say you've got a nice vinyl set and you sell it for $5, it's not necessarily going to be, you're going to have to buy a like huge bulk of them to actually have a decent profit margin on it, right? So it makes more sense to do them yourself if you can, just to make more money. But, you know, if you just need a few for a one-off con to get you going, you know, it's, if you can't get it to work out, you know, don't, if you have the money, just get it done. And, yeah, I mean, it's going to be fine, you know, just work through it, make a list of everything you need to do, which you might have already done, and then just start working through it. And once you have the burden of your last few weeks off of you too, you're going to have more energy to focus on these problems, and they won't be as, they'll still be frustrating because technology is annoying as all get out, but you'll have more energy to deal with it. So no stressing. It's all good. All good over there, man. All right, I think I got enough crap in the background here, other than putting the pipes in, to give ambiance to the scene. So, the only thing I didn't do is put this top line up because that's where the ceiling starts. Isn't it? No, it's not where the ceiling starts. It's just some kind of random demarcation. I don't remember. Oh, that's where the arched roof is. There's actually an arched roof up there that we're not going to see because, you know. So I need to carry this line up. Oopsie. if you're nervous about your first show, just, I've done shows, I've done art fairs. I haven't done a con, but I've done several art fairs. I've had booths and tables. I sell jewelry and knitting patterns and knit toys and crochet and things that I do. And it's always better when you're scared to go with somebody the first time, like have somebody at your table with you. So I don't know about cons because there aren't very many here. There's some like regionally around. There's more art fairs, and so I have like, I told you before that I'm like really disjointed in all of my work because I have so many different things that I do. So art fairs and craft fairs are better for me as far as the knitting, the coloring books, the art prints. I have more of that stuff. And the jewelry, I can have all that out on one table as like, eclectic artist lady. The comic books don't really fit in with that. So I'm not really going to focus on conventions until I actually have like a lot more comic book material, if that even happens. But part of my plan was, with my website and everything, was I was trying to get it so that I could do more art fairs and festivals, because there's a lot more of that around. So that's something else you might want to look to. There might be a lot more like craft fairs and art fairs around in New Zealand than there are cons. So, if you want to do, you could have like you could have different items, like, if you want to make art prints of just like, more decorative stuff, and it's not just, or like of really pretty girls, or, like, because you draw those girls so good, or, things that would, I don't even know, or greeting cards or whatever, you could have stock for those. And then and if your stuff is all like, say, like not non-safe for work, you could also put your comic books out on the table too. People might be interested, but I mean, so it seems to me like it's just a lot easier to do art fairs and craft fairs than it is to do cons, because there are more of them usually. A lot, like around Christmas, a lot of churches do them. There will be pop-up shops in the malls, or in downtowns and stuff, where people put their stuff in for. So for you, the spring and summer months, you might have more opportunities to sell around Christmas and also then Christmas for you would be doubly beneficial. I don't know anything. I'm just assuming, because it's warm there, that you probably have all kinds of outdoor stuff that like promotes Christmas shopping. Maybe you don't. Maybe it's totally different there in New Zealand. I don't know. I've never been. But I would assume, because, we get crap stinking winter here in the Midwest by Lake Michigan. We have lake effect snow, and people still go all out to try to have, craft fairs and things for people to buy handmade goods around Christmas time. So, yeah. So see, you could do more generalized merchandise, and also in craft fairs, in the craft fairs and stuff, people buy cheaper items. So that's where you might be able to sell, like if you have cute magnets or buttons or stickers of things that people like cute kitties and cute, like, things that people always like, you could have that. So you could do the markets in the summer and spring, and you could be selling just more generalized, cute, that's still in your art style, but it's more general for the general public, and that are smaller in price point, because people don't like to sell. I mean, if you're just doing a local craft show or something, a lot of people are cheap for that. But if you're doing a well-established art fair, people are willing to actually lay out money for art or jewelry or whatever it is you're making. But the craft shows, like I'll do those because in the fall and winter here, because they're indoors, they're in one afternoon, and I don't have to like, I don't have to like set up a huge outdoor tent and all this other stuff. So the amount of like effort to go get a table somewhere and, you know, and usually the table cost isn't that much because usually they're fundraisers and they want people to come in, you know, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. So it's like, so I would just identify the two things. Like, so if your cons are in the, what did you say? You have the dead of winter zine fests around the country. So maybe then you split your focus. And so you do your zine fest then, and that's when you really bring all the stuff that would, you know, that your comic books, your comic stories, you know, I would definitely, if you're going to release online, I would definitely also like Jason Brubaker. He has done, and a lot of other people, they build up their audience online and then they either hold a Kickstarter or they print it themselves. They print copies and have because just because you've already released it once doesn't mean people aren't going to want to have a print copy of it. If they really love the story and the characters, they're going to want a print copy of it. So, you know, print out your zines and your short comics and your 60 with this other one you're doing. Take that to those. Build up another set of merchandise. It's more general that also fits in with your style, you know, and then take that to the markets. And then, you know, your fan art stuff also, that would go with your zine fest more than a craft fair or the art market, because that stuff you want more original work. So anything that is fan oriented or comic book, that would be more where you take it to a traditional con, I guess. And I've just talked a whole heck of a lot, and I hope that was helpful because I don't do as I do. Do as I say, never do as I do, because I like research the heck out of all this stuff and then I never get around to doing it. But I know what everybody else is doing. So do as I say, not do as I do. Yeah. Although I do the craft fair. I have done craft fairs and the art. I do those. So I know about those because I used to sell a lot of jewelry. I used to sell a lot of jewelry at craft fairs and stuff. And that's why if you go to my website, you'll see I have 3 different areas: illustration, crafts, and the coloring books. And I sell knitting patterns online on Etsy and Ravelry, and I'm collecting those into a book, and I'm gonna put that up on Amazon soonish this year. I keep saying that, but I keep putting it off. So, and plus, I also then knit up my patterns, and I sell the actual things I create, the hand knitted the things. But I haven't actually gotten around yet to populating my craft section on my website with my. I'm finishing up. I might show it tomorrow night. I'm finishing up this teddy bear pattern that I have that I've knit and sold at a museum gift shop, and it's an original pattern of a teddy bear. And I've had bunnies and stuff, and I had those in like a museum gift shop and sold them. But I never did the pattern for the bear for some reason. I have the pattern for the bunny and some other animals up. So I'm finally finishing up a bear. I'm going to take photos of it, and then I'm going to put the PDF up for sale. So I might show the bear tomorrow if he's all finished. I just have to, he just needs another arm, his thumb on the one arm, and then his face I need to embroider on. So I might just like switch it to my webcam and show my messy office and like really quickly during tomorrow's stream and show him. But I have another YouTube channel that was supposed to be for all my knitting, so I'm definitely going to have to make a video over there once he's done and when I release the pattern. So I have as many subscribers on another channel, and I haven't updated in like 2 years as I do on this channel that I update all the time. Just shows you that more people that like a lot of people. So if I was like knitting all the time, like I used to, I haven't been knitting as much lately. I'd probably have like a bigger subscriber list on that subject because there's a lot. I follow a ton of knitters, especially when I was first, because I taught myself to knit about 3 or 4 years ago now. And YouTube was like the bomb for learning how to knit. So, all right, now I'm going to quickly, tomorrow I don't know if I'm going to add that ductwork up in the corner or not. So what I'm going to do really quick is I'm just going to put a mask layer on this. And I want to mask where the characters are so that I can see how this is going to look, and then I'm going to call it a night. I want to mask out these lines, and I think I should use this so I don't have a ghost trail because that one is transparent. So that's too much, Karen. Let's get this smaller. Yeah, so look up Gazbot's videos for convention stuff. Gazbot. I'm sure you've seen him in the D100s group. So all right, this pen sucks. This Millie pen, it sucks because it's too big and it's flat. But oh, you know what I should just do? You know, let's be smart about this. I will use my bucket tool. My bucket. There's a hole in the bucket. Dear Liza, dear Liza. There's a hole in the bucket. Dear Liza, a hole. Well, fix it, dear Henry. Dear Henry, dear Henry, well, fix it, dear Henry. Dear Henry, fix it. Have you heard this song? I used to sing this to my kid. With what shall I fix it? Dear Liza, with what shall I fix it? Dear Liza, with what? With some straw, dear Henry, dear Henry. Dear Henry, with some straw, dear Henry. Dear Henry, some straw. But straw's too long, dear Liza, dear Liza. But the straw is too long, dear Liza, too long. Well, then cut it, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. Then cut it, dear Henry, dear Henry, cut it. Ha! With what shall I cut it, dear Liza? Dear Liza, with what shall I cut it? Dear Liza, with what? With a knife, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. With a knife, dear Henry, a knife. But the knife is too dull, dear Liza, but the knife is too dull, dear Liza, too dull. Well, then sharpen it, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry, then sharpen it, dear Henry, sharpen it. With what shall I sharpen it, dear Liza, with what shall I sharpen it, dear Liza, with what? With a stone, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry, with a stone, dear Henry, a stone. But the stone is too dry, dear Liza, but the stone is too dry, dear Liza, too dry. Then wet it, dear Henry, then wet it, dear Henry, wet it. With what shall I wet it, dear Liza? With what shall I wet it, dear Liza, with what? I bet you know what comes next. With water, dear Henry, dear Henry. Dear Henry, with water, dear Henry, with water. With what shall I carry it, dear Liza, with what shall I carry it, dear Liza, with what? With the bucket, dear Henry, with the bucket, dear Henry, the bucket. But there's a hole in the bucket. Yes, there is a hole in the bucket. Sadly. Sadly, there is a hole in the bucket. And now, dear Liza, and dear poor dim Liza and Henry, alas, are clueless and don't know what to do about their bucket. Are you regretting following me now on the YouTube? You should. By the way, I asked in my, so I did a little experiment last night in my live stream because I have been getting YouTube copyright strikes on me. Not strikes. my account's not in any trouble. But every time I've even mentioned a song lyric or something, as soon as the video is finished processing, I've gotten copyright dings. And so last night I, instead of like using I was listening to music, I was listening to Queen, and I didn't mention the band by name, and I was humming along, and I got copywritten. I didn't like say any lyrics or anything else, and I got copyright strikes, or not strikes, but notices. So that it's so sensitive that it like, so it won't monetize my video. Like I'm not monetized anymore after they changed the rules that you have to have like 1,000 subscribers or whatever to be monetized again. So my monetization is on hold anyway, so I can't be monetized now, but until I if ever, get my subscribers up, which is fine because I wasn't making any money on monetization as it was. But just FYI, even humming songs can be recognized if you are not totally toneless and get you some copyright notices on your videos. So beware. YouTubers beware. So it was both flattering in the sense that I can hum well enough that the song was recognizable, but also annoying in the fact that, you know, come on, people. Yeah, I'm serious, man. And it knew it named them. It named the songs I was humming. So it correctly got, I don't think it caught all of them, and I don't think it correctly named it. I think there was one that wasn't quite right, but for the most part, it got them. It figured it out. The algorithm, or the AI bot is clever enough to pick out what songs I was humming and ding me on it. So always a good idea to use the, there's a plethora of partnered people that are willing to share their music with creators on the YouTube, as you probably already are aware, but to those who aren't. So, but I can't help it. I like to hum when I'm working. It's a problem. I guess I'll have to mute myself if I feel like humming or something and nobody's watching me. Or nobody's commenting at the time. I can just mute myself so I can hum along so I don't get in trouble with the tube of you. The tube of you is vicious, man. Whew, they're on it. And yet, I was saying that my husband was looking for a movie to watch last night. And he was checking out the YouTube lineup to see if there was anything he could rent, because there wasn't anything on Hulu, Netflix, blah, 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 that he wanted to watch, Prime. And they had a couple like full-length pirated movies up, and yet those were still they were still up online on the YouTubes. But I got copywritten dinged for humming a few bars of a few Queen songs. So, like, how does one do like music critiques and stuff online if YouTube is like so zealous? Like, what if I was going to play some bars of music and then I was going to, like, hey, Imagine Dragons' new album came out and I just love this riff, this track right here, and did it, and then I play a snippet, Does that mean that any kind of video like that, if I was like doing a music critique or something, would not be allowed? So I don't know. I don't know how people get away with this. I mean, not that it wasn't allowed. They didn't take my thing down or give me a strike on my channel, but I would not be able to monetize that video were I eligible for monetization right now, which I am not. So there, that's clarifying this situation. Oh, you did? I see. Interesting. Well, A, nobody's watching these videos, and B, is not, I'm not is what I mean is I'm not monetized, nor do I worry about being monetized for these videos ever, you know. So I don't need to fight it as long as I'm not, you know, they're like, you're not in any trouble, da 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 da. So as long as I'm not getting any kind of like actual copyright violation or strike against my channel, I see no need to fight it and just let it be. And but if there was a more serious claim, but I guess I'll just, like I said, I'll just have to mute myself if I want to hum or something in the future. It's not a problem right now because right now I'm not listening to anything on the. And you see, I like to chatter, so I either talk to myself out loud or I hum. I know that I have in the past done added music that was to like I've actually, you know, I have actually tried to produce like halfway decent videos in the past, and I've edited my ums and things and put music in the background, and I've used the YouTube partners and stuff, but music options. So I was wondering, so you're actually paying. Yeah. Well, your videos are a lot higher quality than mine, and I decided that I just don't have any interest right now in being like a high quality YouTuber. I don't have I have enough on my plate, and I really just I'm not really like, for me, I like well put together professionally edited videos, but I also like just candid videos one-on-one with the artist, like if you were in the room with me and we're just live streaming together. And you know, I actually prefer like that for me as a viewer in some ways. What the heck is going on here? This needs to go, and this here needs to go. Like for watching artists now, for watching other people, I love watching short videos, and I like watching narrated art. I like watching all of it, but I really do enjoy sitting and hanging out with somebody and drawing while they're drawing. Somebody that I love to watch his live streams is Rob on Sketchcraft. I just, you know, I love when he's live streaming. I love to just listen to him and Brandon, or just him answer questions, or just watch his process while having it on in the background while I'm drawing. But I also, that's why I answered your video question. I like longer videos. So I know you asked that question in your last video. I like longer videos from artists. In general, whether it's a live stream or a process video. Because you can't really see, because, okay, because I have YouTube on in the background all the time. So it's like, you know, television. I want stuff I don't want to have to keep pulling my focus every 2 seconds to switch to a new video in my feed or to look for a new one. I know in general, I am not the norm. Most people, from what I've seen other YouTube creators say, the shorter videos are more popular. So if you're trying to build your channel, unless this has recently changed, shorter videos are usually better for your analytics and your viewership. From what I know from my previous investigations in this, that could have changed in the last few months though. But me as a viewer, as a weird person, I personally, yes, I think most people like to just dip in and out of I'll see even comments on people, good video, but it's too long. Not my videos, but like people on like actual bigger YouTubers. I think a lot of people do like short videos, in and out, something that they can just flip on in their phone and flip off. They like to just, but for me, I like to have YouTube on when I'm working. And so I don't like to be interrupted every 6 minutes or whatever it is to go find another video. Also, if I'm watching or following an artist, it's usually because I enjoy watching their technique. And when process videos are sped up, I don't get to see their techniques. So like to see, because I'm a visual learner and I'm like, oh, that was really cool. How'd she do that? Or I love the way she does this. I want to slow it down. So I will actually slow people's videos down to watch the video, like, you know, so say they did a video, you know, like you're doing where you speed up the video playing speed and then you narrate over it. I will actually sometimes, if I want to catch something, I will actually slow it down all the way so I can see how exactly an artist did something. So my preference is not most people's preferences, I think. I have tried to do the process video. I'll record and then I've like done the whole thing. I speed it up and I try to do a voiceover over top of it and everything else. So I've done it. And you know, maybe if I wanted to grow my YouTube channel, I should do that more, but I don't want to. Not right now. I'm not trying. I guess I'm not trying to be a good YouTuber, even though I should. So, and I think I really do need to erase this here because it's messing me up. Okay. This wouldn't be seen because I think his luggage is there. Maybe not. Well, I can always unerase it later. So that was my long answer to your question on your video. I just said on your video I prefer the long videos, but I'm going to guess that you get a preference for shorter videos as the majority. Except for people who like watching YouTube or gamers and they want to watch them. They want to watch them live gaming. I think, but I think other than gamers, most people like to watch short videos. Is my thought on that. So, I think people will also be more tolerant to like watch longer vlogs because people are like nosy, you know. All right. Well, you're smart. You're smart in using your YouTube as, you know, to build up an audience, which is going to translate into, I mean, it's good to, I think YouTube is like really good for YouTubers. Plus, since you do the animating and the video editing and all that stuff, it's just playing into your whole set of skills. And then if you want to sell any kind of like teaching online videos and stuff, it's good to have all that. So, but I'm not interested in teaching at all because I think I'm a terrible teacher. And that's why I'll just say, like, if you come start watching me in my streams and you want to know how I do something, you can either ask me or I'll narrate what I'm doing like I was earlier before you popped in when I was like, okay, now I'm going to take here's how to use Clip Studio Paint's ruler tools. If you're interested, you know, I am going to now take and I'm going to use the object tool and I'm going to select it and I'm going to move it over and, you know, but I think that using YouTube as one of your marketing platforms and your audience growth is smart. So I just feel like you have to be professional like you are, and I suck at that. So interesting. Well, I bet YouTube probably like official. I bet if you do a Google search on this, I bet you'll get like an official answer somewhere. I bet there's like stats on that where like people who are in the know would be able to tell you. I say do whatever, like I would say probably have a mix, honestly, you know, have a mix of videos. If you feel like all you want to do is a short, quick video, do a short, quick video. If you feel like you're like in the mood to do a longer video, have a longer video. So I watch all your videos. I like them all, but I prefer longer videos just because, like I said, I don't like to hop in and out of stuff all the time. All right, what do you think? Is that background going to work or does it just look stupid? Like, and there may or may not be, I may or may not remember, I may or may not put that duckwork up. What do you think? Duckwork, yes or no? In the corner. Well, and you've got that, like, you're paying for that nice music license or whatever, so, and your music's always really well done. So you might as well, you know, have a little bit longer videos. So and I do like having that music on in the background on your longer videos because I'm usually drawing when I'm watching your videos. So, you know, I like listen to your I like to listen to your voiceover and then you're done and then, you know, I listen to the music and I like look up and I see what you're doing and, you know. So, or I watch the whole thing depending on what I'm doing. You say yes on the duct? All right, I will. I'll do it tomorrow though cuz this poor dog has been awfully patient. And I've been live streaming for 2 hours and 11 minutes. I'll tell you right now, nobody's going to go back and watch these live streams of mine. So, you know, I'm getting nothing out of these except that, you know, I would have quit an hour ago if you hadn't come on. I would have quit a long time ago probably and not finished this. So thank you for popping on and chatting and keeping me going because I got more work done. I like live streaming. I don't mind live streaming when nobody's here either, like I said, but I really, you know, I don't have a big enough audience as an artist where people are going to like hang on my every second. No, you don't need to. You don't. There's nothing. I mean, unless I don't even remember what I talked about. I mean, so if you're like drawing and you don't have a podcast to listen to or something, I suppose it might be interesting to like put me on in the background. But other than that, you know, there's nothing. Yeah. So I don't even know what I did. I think I just worked on that guy's arm, and I complained a lot about how I suck at doing cyborgs and mech, and you know my usual stuff. I hummed songs that got copyright claimed, and I may or may not have talked about something interesting. I don't know. I don't think it's. You don't need to go back, is what I'm saying. Only do it if you personally want to because you need some noise on in the background. Otherwise, don't bother. It's totally fine. I'm totally fine. I'm live streaming because, you know, if people pop in and they happen to pop in and I'm working and they get some benefit out of it, great. It doesn't cost me anything to have the OBS software running while I'm working, right? That's how I look at it. So, and then I'm constantly updating, and the more I update, you know, the fresher my content is, the better I am going to be with the YouTube love. So it's a cheap and easy way to keep my content fresh. I am noticing I have a shit ton of annoying. I have 1, 2, 3. I have too many tangents. 4 tangents going on, and it's because I changed. You know that happens when I moved like things around in the sketch state, and I didn't. So what I think I'm gonna cheat, and I think I'm gonna like leave a white. I'm gonna like do an outline here. It won't be as noticeable when I put shadows on, but I think I'm gonna leave this open. I'm gonna put a little open, not a white border, but an open border around it of the figures so that I can disguise those stupid tangents. You see, you finished an emoji while here. We'll see. So I was useful after all. Are you going to show us the emojis? Are you going to do a video on them? Or are you going to keep those secret because they're for other people? Or oh, I just said, are you going to share the emoji with us later? Or is it something that's just going to be for the client, the client, quote unquote client, the person you're doing the emoji for, and then we won't see it? Or is that something you're going to share? I'm tired. That lady's face is not right. This is not a good face. I'm going to have to fix it, but not tonight. Awesome. All right. Well, have a great evening. I am going to go try to get a couple more kills, and so that the dog, I know, but the dog, I have to give her some love. I just won't stay up. Look, it's 1:22 a.m. And if I don't go and cuddle with the dog for at least a half hour, I'll do it till 2, not till like 5. So, or maybe I'll just go to sleep. I don't know. I usually stay up till 3. But she's got, like I said, yeah, I know. Well, it's because she's on this terrible schedule, and she only eats if we're down there in the living room, because that's where her food and her water are. And she only eats if we're in there with her. She doesn't, I mean, she'll eat without us, but ever since the stupid fireworks, she's still on this night schedule, and I'm just babying her, and so. But yeah, so I might do one match and then go to bed. So have a wonderful evening. I will maybe talk to you tomorrow. Enjoy your night. I'll look forward to your next video when I see it. And I am now going to stop the stream. Night, Zabethy.